plus 19, leading the league in giveaway takeaway this year. Glenn throws the hitch, and Maurice Price drops the football. He's 2nd and 10, Calgary.
Tried to run before he had it.
Would have been his 50th catch of the year. Bryce started the night 300 yards short of 1,000 in an injury-plagued year, so the number's impressive, and 1,000 would be impressive for a couple of reasons. It's always an important milestone, but also it's a bonus time for Mo Price. More money.
See Dave Dickinson's facial expression, not exactly happy with the start of his offense, I don't think.
2nd and 10, pressure on, and Glenn will take off, and he'll get dropped short of the first down. The tackle made by Munoz, and it will be about 2 yards short of a Calgary first down. We did watch Rene Paredes in the warm-up hitting consistently from outside 50, and let's see what John Huffnagel's decided to do.
Yeah, he took a second there to think about this. Now, Rob Maver's been awesome in these corner kicks, putting it inside the 5. John Huffnagel has decided to continue to win that field position battle. Now he needs execution out of his punter one more time. Edmonton Eskimos hoping this ball goes in the end zone. They can give up a single and get some field position back.
You don't always or often see the punter as the special team player of the week, but Rob Maver earned it last week, and he's off to a pretty good start here. That one will be spotted right at the 10-yard line, so he gets the job done again. Leading receiver in the Canadian Football League is Fred Stamps. He'll go to work when we come back to Commonwealth on Friday Night Football. And the Rough Riders, the CFL, helping tackle women's cancers. It all gets underway 3 Eastern, noon Pacific on TSN. No score here. Just over 9 minutes in. Eskimos without a point in the first quarter against Calgary this season. And off inside, Hugh Charles now at the running back spot, and he lunges up across the 15-yard line.
You know, there was some discussion as to whether or not Mike Riley should even be playing at this point in the season, and maybe taking a look at Jonathan Crompton or letting Kerry Joseph play a little bit. And I think you'd need a crowbar to pull Mike Riley off of this roster. On that last play, he threw a block for Hugh Charles. I mean, this guy wants to play and lead this football team.
Pretty open about the dire situation here. He says, I'm playing for jobs, people's jobs. My own, my teammates, coaching staff. An incompletion and a 2-and-out. You know, that series.
That's true, Chris. But you know, you could say that really about every game. And if you're a 12-win team, you're still always playing for your job. And you know, I think Mike Riley, and I got some of the quotes out of the newspaper this week as well, is that he wants to play for these fans too, that have come out and supported this football team through a tough season. Maybe win one in this Battle of Alberta for them.
Towering punt, fielded by Taylor. Little crease, and Larry Taylor trying to get outside. This time he does on McCarty. Grant Shaw forces it back inside, but Larry Taylor maybe hearing footsteps of his own after that performance by Clifton Smith last week, and special team coach Mark Kill about to congratulate him.
Yeah, Clifton Smith had a 14.6-yard average returning punts, and because of ratio issue and Matt Walter out of the lineup, that's why he played to back up John Cornish and tailbacks. Larry Taylor was a healthy scratch. Watch from the sideline, cheered his teammate on.
Let's go.
But nothing like competition to push a guy.
So Kevin Glenn starts at the Eskimo 36, and he's 6 yards short to Tom Clements, and this will do it. John Cornish out of the backfield, and Cornish will have the first down. More than 10, and that puts Kevin Glenn into the top 10 all time.
Well, and he is passing to get there. A very good football player in Tom Clements, a guy I played against, a guy who right now is the offensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers and working with Aaron Rodgers. Tom and Kevin Glenn just passed him.
Tom Clements, 12 years in the league from 75 to 87. Ottawa, Hamilton, Winnipeg. Former MOP and Grey Cup MVP. And corners stocked up quickly. And a flag flies on the play. And Kevin Glenn over to talk to newcomer Jeff Fuller. Making sure that assignment is straightened out.
Procedure, illegal formation, cow down. That penalty is declined, second down.
And we presume that had something to do with that discussion between Glenn and the newcomer, Jeff Fuller.
Out of Texas A&M, he's playing for Joe West, but here is Kevin Glenn in the top 10. Passing Tom Clements, next on the list for him, Tracy Ham.
We mentioned Tracy Ham was next, and his reaction was, wow. Second and long, underneath it goes, and Jabari Arthur the catch. But he'll be stopped short of the first down at the 20.
Well, he's 8-2 this year, and throughout most of this season, John Huffnagel has said that he has a quarterback hierarchy, and it started with Drew Tate as number 1, Kevin Glenn 2, Bo Levi Mitchell as 3. Kevin Glenn has changed his mind with an 8-2 record. His 11th start this season, his 152nd start, and maybe Kevin Glenn will start to get some of the respect that he deserves.
Just under 94% for Rennie Paredes on the year, and should be over that now as he hits for the 46th time in 49 attempts. 27-yard field goal for Paredes gets Calgary on the board with just over 3 minutes left in the opening quarter. So Kevin Glenn ahead of Tom Clements, and we asked him yesterday what that would mean.
It means a lot. You know, I never played against the guy, but I've seen some film, and I know he was a hell of a quarterback. You know, so to pass a guy like Tom is, it says a lot. You know, and just to make it and get into that same, you know, category and talk with those guys, it's a blessing.
In good company for sure. Here's Hugh Charles. He's forced back inside and at the 38-yard line, about 3 for Charles.
John Huffnagel has not really said it out loud, but by all his actions, by the fact that he has healthy quarterbacks now, Kevin Glenn has earned the starting job, and it looks like it'll be his team down the stretch and into the playoffs. And he may have just, well, I know he has throughout this year and last year. He has earned the respect that he's deserved for some time and really not got it.
Pre-snap movement. In fact, just about everybody moved, but the center tonight, Brian Ramsey, who takes the spot of the injured Alex Krosnick.
Procedure, Edmonton, the line. Repeat, second down.
It was almost unanimous. The line was moving pre-snap. Krosnick injured in practice this week. A knee injury has him sidelined. So the veteran Ramsey moves inside. Gord Hines is his backup. And it's 2nd and 12. Some time for Riley, and he misses Darius Bowman at midfield.
You were talking about the O-line, Chris. I was going to say I'm watching Matt O'Donnell because he's going to face Charleston Hughes most of the night, and this is the pressure that Mike Riley got. Here he is right here, and there is Matt O'Donnell going one-on-one at right tackle. Tries to hug him inside, and then he does that spin move, keeps fighting right into the chest of Mike Riley. He's got to have a big game tonight.
Sluggish start for the Eskimos offense, and Mike Riley, who's 1 for 6, and an interception out of the gate. Larry Taylor's been dangerous early tonight. Back with Markway McDaniel. And here comes pressure. Shaw gets it away quickly. Taylor back at his 28-yard line. Flag flies, and He's forced out after a short gain with 1:33 on the clock here in this first quarter. 50-yard boot by Shaw.
You saw that strange kind of look from offensive coordinator Dave Dickinson a moment ago about his offense. I think he a little frustrated with the way the Calgary offense has started this football game. John Cornish just has 17 yards rushing so far in this first quarter. Rennie Curran, through his quotes throughout the week, was taking it real personal that he wanted to try and contain number 9 with the way he's played over the last 3 games. He's had a tackle tonight, not on Cornish.
Illegal participation, Calgary, number 32. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So Darius Brooks left the field of play, came back in, and that's a penalty. And it spots the ball at the Calgary 17, but you wonder, they've been rolling along, 3 wins in a row, 12-3 on the year. 9 games ahead of Edmonton. Would they be at their best tonight? And it's been a slow start. Slant pattern and a completion of Maurice Price. 50th catch of the year for Mo Price.
Little hurry up to maybe get this offense into a rhythm for Kevin Glenn. Now will call the plays on the line of scrimmage.
Second and inches. And they will hand it to Cornish. He's got the first down, and Rennie Curran's got John Cornish, but Cornish up to the 35-yard line.
Example of how strong he is. Rennie Curran is put together quite well. I mean, this is a guy that knows his way around the gym. And he just tried to take on John Cornish basically one-on-one, head-to-head, and Cornish took him for a bit of a ride, 3-4 yards.
Clock winding down in this first quarter. First down, and there's the newcomer Fuller, incomplete. Jeff Fuller out of Texas A&M, where he has most of the receiving records, and a guy that Kevin Glenn compared to an old receiver of his back in his Winnipeg days, Derek Armstrong.
Yeah, high praise. Big target. 6'4", 223. Was supposed to be a high-round draft pick in the National Football League. It didn't work out for whatever reason. Was a walk-on free agent signing with the Miami Dolphins. It was his last team.
Second and 10, here comes the rush. Willis got to the quarterback, and Glenn's pass falls incomplete. Just fortunate to get that away. Good pressure off the edge by Odell Willis on the final play of this opening quarter.
It's Friday night football, yeah!
15 minutes.
Sluggish start for the Calgary Stampeders. Congratulations to Kevin Glenn moving into the top 10 and just 26 yards. A quiet 26 yards for John Cornish is on pace for 100.
Our ties aren't as quiet tonight. We're wearing pink in support of the CFL Pink campaign, which has become an annual fixture. And I know you've done some research on this, making progress in the fight against women's cancers.
Absolutely. I looked up on the Canadian Cancer Society's website, and the numbers are truly staggering when you think about 1 in 9 women, basically 65 women a day will be diagnosed with some form of breast cancer. They estimate about 23,800 women this year. And, I'm talking to the CFL guys out there, football fans. These are our girls, mothers, grandmothers, sisters, sometimes daughters. So we're trying to create awareness with the pink. But if you can make a donation in one of the stadiums across the country, do it. The good news is the research is getting close. As I read on in the Canadian Cancer Society in their website, they're saying that upwards of 88%, 90% now of the women that are diagnosed are surviving it. So there's good news, and the research is getting there, and we're chipping away. So keep it up.
Eskimos will start at their 27, 1st and 10. And here comes the heat on Riley again, and they've got him. in the grasp and taken down. Looks like Glenn Love will get credit for the sack. He had first contact on Riley, a reserve linebacker.
One of the guys that's been touched personally by this has been offensive coordinator Doug Sams, whose wife Brenda is battling Hodgkin's lymphoma right now. His mother, Glenna Sams, also battling breast cancer. And a special hello to Brenda. Keep up the battle. Your CFL family is with you.
Brenda watching in Stony Creek tonight. Mike Riley on a roll, 2nd and 19, downfield. Stamps is open. Cuts back, and he'll finally get wrestled down by Fred Bennett. Biggest play of the game so far as the leading receiver in the Canadian Football League. And Mike Riley hook up, and it's a 49-yard gain.
Great call by offensive coordinator Doug Sams. Get Mike Riley out there and get it to the leading receiver in the Canadian Football League. Running hard on that corner route. Gets good leverage outside on the safety, Eric Fraser. Comes up with a big play to flop the field and get Edmonton out of a hole.
More yards on that play than in either game against Calgary, Labor Day and the Labor Day rematch for Fred Stamps. And more yards than he had last week in the game against Saskatchewan. Pressure on Riley again, gets it away, and Chambers made the catch. Well, he fielded the tip after it looked like that was broken up. Short gain, but it is a 3-yard pickup for Shamad Chambers.
You know, he battled that a little bit, but Shamad Chambers has been on a roll in the last 4 games, and I mentioned off the top, he's a guy that I want to watch because the Edmonton Eskimos, as they move forward to next year and they try to evaluate people going into the end of this season, they need a Canadian receiver to step up. I think Shamad Chambers could be that guy.
That one bounced off Brandon Smith back into the hands of the Eskimo receiver. 2nd and 7. And from the pocket, flag flies. The pass pulled down along the sidelines. We're going to rule incomplete, but let's check the flag. And was it late contact on Riley?
DeMonte Bolden is in there talking with the officials as if he's trying to plead his case. But it looks like they're giving Calgary the options, which means it's against Edmonton.
Edmonton, number 68. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
So it's Thaddeus Coleman, the left tackle, called on the hold, and it'll be 3rd down, and Grant Shaw will come out. And will they try a 47-yard field goal? Shaw handling all the kicking duties tonight. It will be a field goal attempt of 47 for Shaw, who's 16 of 20 on the year. Lost his job temporarily to Hugh O'Neill, has got it back, and last week hit from 47 and 50. And this one is up and through. So Shaw's dialed in. The Eskimos have tied it. Just over 3 minutes into the 2nd quarter. John Cornish gets set to go back to work when we return on Friday Night Football.